Our topic is all about Sustainable Development Goals, particularly number 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. There are 17 goals set by the United Nations. 9 of that is the Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. For many people, finding ways to juggle work, study, family responsibility, a social life, and hobbies is a challenge. But how much harder it would be for those people who are struggling to have a clean water, drinking water, and everyday gathering water for their family to drink. There are a lot of people in the country and even in the world for today who are having that kind of problem. And that is not just a theoretical basis because it is a reality. And many of that lack what we needed for infrastructure. Aging and degraded infrastructure are seen everywhere. Damaged road and a lot more of damaged technology. But if we are going to have a resilient infrastructure and sustainable industrialization, we will be able to maximize the resources and raw materials we have in our places and have a sustainable and abundant life through the development of infrastructure and technology. SDG number 9 can be summed up as build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Now, this may seem like a simple statement that we should improve our existing infrastructure to develop sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. But in reality, these steps form part of a cycle. A business requires existing infrastructure. To operate businesses, they need a lot of materials, labor, and services as need of innovation in order to survive and thrive. But we can say that innovation leads to improvement in infrastructure, just as we can say that existing infrastructure is described for innovation to take place, as ultimately both as true. But to achieve this SDG, we need the industry-wide shift in the mindset of more businesses to pursue and implement absolute sustainability. However, there must be existing infrastructure in place so that this place may occur. Well, if you have to struggle daily to have something to eat or clothe, would you even have time or energy to care about sustainability or clothing manufacture or degradation of the earth? But currently, more than half of our population is online and almost the entire world population needs an area covered by our mobile internet. This is an impressive achievement. However, real infrastructure improvements such as quality water and electricity systems, effective roads or networks, and advance of manufacturing sector are required to enable sustainable and resilient innovation and further infrastructure development, particularly in underdeveloped countries like our country, Philippines. We need to improve our infrastructure to have a progress in community, but this is also same of true in improving the global scale, like living standard and education to lead sustainable industrialization. In this way, SDG number 9 relates to multiple SDG development goals, like improvements in innovation and technological progress can exist in addressing climate action SDG 13. For example, development of renewable energy technologies and placement of fossil fuels have significantly reduced carbon dioxide emission and have an effect in the atmosphere. Investment in scientific research and innovation can exist with numerous goals such as SDG number 3, SDG 6, SDG 7, and SDG 11. Innovation in medical industry has the potential to reduce hundreds and thousands of diseases. Furthermore, improvement and development in manufacturing sector, particularly in developing countries, can exist with goals included in SDG 1, SDG 8, and SDG 10. As you can see, working towards SDG number 9 by promoting sustainable industries, investing in infrastructure, and fostering research and innovation that will enable to sustainable development will have significant improvement. How this is being adapted to our country, Philippines. SDG number 9 or Sustainable Development Goals, also known as Global Goals, were adopted by all United Nations member states in 2015 as a universal call to action to end poverty, protect the planet, and ensure that all people enjoy peace and prosperity by 2030. There are 17 SDG that are integrated and established that the development must balance socio-economic and environmental stability. Our chosen SDG is goal number 9, Industry, Innovation, and Infrastructure. which explains that investment in infrastructure and innovation are crucial drivers of economic growth and development because half of the world population are living in the cities using mass transport and renewable energies. And so are the growth of new industries and information and communication technologies. Thus, it aims to ensure equal access to information and knowledge, especially in our digital and to foster innovation and entrepreneurship. As technologically advancement continue to govern the community's day-to-day life, the Philippines, a third world country, must to keep up with the industrialization and globalization through meeting the Sustainable Development Goals number 9, which focuses on innovation, industry, and infrastructure. Here are some of the targets the Philippines has managed to include under National Action Plan and projects. Develop quality, reliable, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure to support economic development and human being. Target number 1. Promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization. Number 2. And increase the access of small-scale industrial and other enterprises. Upgrade infrastructure and retrofit industries to make them sustainable. Enhance scientific research, upgrade technological capabilities of industrial sector in all countries. Support domestic technology development, research and innovation in developing countries. And significantly increase access to information and communications technology and strive to provide universal and affordable access to internet. In connection to this, here are the indicators of goal number 9 to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. Indicator number 1, proportion of rural population who live within 2 kilometers of an all-season road. Indicator number 2, passenger and freight volumes by mode of transport. Indicator number 3, manufacturing value added as proportion of GDP and per capita. Indication number 4, manufacturing employment as proportion of total employment. Indication number 5, proportion of small-scale industries in total industry value added. Number 6, proportion of small-scale industries with a loan in line of credit. Number 7, CO2 emission per unit of value added. Number 8, research and development expenditure as a proportion of GDP. Number 9, researchers in full-time equivalent per million inhabitants. Number 10, total official international support via official development assistance plus other official flows of infrastructure. Number 11, proportion of medium and high-tech industry value added and total value added. Number 12, proportion of population covered by a mobile network or by technology. Now, what are the actual government plan with this? Of course, the centerpiece program Build, 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 which aims to start the golden age of infrastructure in the Philippines, House Bill number 6815 was proposed. This aims to expend 650 billion in building infrastructure projects in the span of 2 years. The project that the said bills aiming to achieve are the following. According to the list provided by the National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA, as of August 2020, there are 104 PUNCH projects listed in the revised list infrastructure projects. Among the listed 5, among these projects are 70 transport and mobility projects, 12 water resources and infrastructure projects, 10 ICT projects, 9 urban development and underdevelopment projects, 2 power and energy projects, and 1 health projects. Another list provided by NEDA that there are 6 national priority plans as of 2020 and 5 of them fall on Sustainable Development Plan number 9. The administration believes that in order to support the high trajectory and improve the quality of life in urban and rural community, the accelerating infrastructure development should remain among the top priority plans of the government. Ever heard the word Filipino innovation? Filipino innovation is a system of global process and application of new discoveries and invention that is done by Filipinos. The Build 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 program is said to be one step towards this innovation, for it seeks to accelerate infrastructure expanding and develop industries that will yield growth and create jobs to improve the lives of the Filipinos. The budget for this said program is said to be 8 to 9 trillion pesos, with 20,000 infrastructures or projects to be pursued nationwide, in which it involves roads, highways, airports, seaports, terminals, and various government centers. Unfortunately, it had encountered a lot of setbacks following the COVID-19 pandemics. The budget for this said program is realigned to immediate medical response. But despite this, here are some flagship infrastructures completed, such as the Sangli Airport. Unfortunately, it did not Luzon Bypass infrastructure, Cagayan de Oro Port, that is considered to be the biggest terminal port in the country, T-Plex, and the New World Class Terminal in Cebu. As these have started, there are future projects to look forward to, such as the Cavite-Laguna Expressway, Davao City Bypass Road, NLEX SLEX Connector Road Project, and the Unified Grand Central Station. The completion of these infrastructure projects in the long run will sustain, accelerate, and achieve the desired economic growth of the economy, but more importantly, it will improve the quality of life of the people. But despite the belief of the government that HGD number 9 will have a positive effect in our country, but still it has pros and cons or negative aspects, so long as positive aspects that we are going to face. Investing in infrastructure and projects will fuel the growth of the country by attracting investments, generating jobs, and achieving financial inclusion for the Filipinos. Roads, bridges, evacuation centers, and classroom and flood management program will build under the President Duterte administration Build program. A newly constructed classroom have resulted in disparity of physical facilities, leading nationally for elementary and secondary, benefiting more than 3.2 million learners. Another 67,608 classrooms are in separate implementation phase. This achievement have eased the congestion of the classroom from a ratio of 1 classroom to 35 students in 2016 to a ratio of 1 classroom to 28 students in 2018. And road upgrades to the poorest region have opened the economic opportunities for the local, especially the fisher post and the farmers. Furthermore, once the Skyway extension and the connector roads will be completed, it will ease the traffic gridlock in EDSA. After our infrastructure can always improve accessibility and connectivity, the contribution of infrastructure is significant to the economy, to the every Filipino whose lives is essentially being inflicted by it. Philippines are still one of the least developed countries. Therefore, there is still a need for development acceleration in different sector that needs to be done. But one of the projects under this program is the Sangli Airport. This project gained too many unanswered questions to presume the pursued $10 billion project is above board in any respect. Another project was the broadband project with Facebook or the Luzon bypass infrastructure. This will actually be beneficial, however, it will cost billions of pesos of damage each year. These two discrepancies in the program only means that the state of infrastructure development in the Philippines will mean balance of work. The program Build aims to make the Filipinos rich, but it turns out build means borrow, and this in turn creates more debt and causes us to pay more as a Filipino citizen. But despite all this pursuit in an industry, infrastructure, and technology, we can still make a change, and it will start with you. You don't need to become a scientist or having in a science field to help in this kind of pursuit, having sustainability or promoting sustainable solutions and reliable, resilient infrastructure. All we need to do is to participate and unite in this kind of pursuit. One individual help is indeed helpful to achieve this goal. For example, being a consumer, you don't need to have this being a scientist. No? For example, regarding the money talks, regarding what we pay for, we can invite someone or even influence someone to use products that are sustainable and indeed eco-friendly, to even choosing a car, to even having the car who are electrically used. And even we really have, despite all these things, we need to involve and we need to participate in our community to talk about something regarding this. And of course, using this in school, hospitals, and even in library. For example, using bikes. And this is an example in transport. Your small step is indeed helpful in this kind of pursuit. So therefore, step for it. Thank you.